te taua mai e raho, te taua mai e roto, te taua mai e waho, ki tau a te Māori tū, te Māori ora, ki te katoa, humi e, hui e, taiki e. So, Steph, we're in your capable hands.
Gosh. Wow. Share my screen.
Go for it, Steve.
It is a short update, and most of you guys will be well up to speed. But Stephen has sent through some pretty awesome new photos of the bittern. So they've now been called Betty and Barry, the mating pair, Betty and Barry the bittern. So those are great names, Stephen. I approve. And they're thriving, living at the sludge pond, catching frogs. So the update from Pete on the plant itself is that it's continuing to perform well, and we had our first kind of storm event with the MABR in full operation, and it handled it really well, and they're continuing to do their performance monitoring through till about the end of November, and then from there it'll just click into kind of normal operations.
Did we have to go into bypass mode during that event?
No.
Yeah, because we really haven't got growth. The growth that it can handle is not there yet, is it? So I guess we're fortunate that it can handle but all the flows for the moment.
Yes, yeah. No, really positive. And then I just included a few more of the photos from Stephen. This one's great, Stephen. Is that him mid-flight?
The one on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Would you want me to talk a bit about it?
Yes,
Yep.
please.
Okay, so I've been observing these bitterns since August the 6th, the day after the opening day. And so I'm seeing them 4 to 5 times a week. And in the picture on the left is a bittern severely angry with a pakeko on the right. And can you see the black object?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what we've got is 2 native birds not liking each other's company. So that's the first serious interaction I've seen between pakeko and bittern. The bittern won, and the pakeko just ran off like with its tail between its legs. So I have to monitor the tension between the bitterns and the pakekos, because if it gets to a serious level, we're going to have to take a vote, and I'm going to have to contact Doc. The potential is that I pop a couple of native pakekos off. That's the worst case scenario, because if the pakekos gang up, like let's just say 5 bitterns gang up on a bittern nest, it's severe. It can be fatality for bittern chicks or the female bittern. So I'm in a position where I need to protect the most vulnerable. They're both native, but I just looked online last night, and in 1980 there was 900,000 pakekos. So I think it's gone over 1 million now, and we're talking about far less than 1,000 bitterns. So I was gonna get some opinions from you guys. Which do you think is the most important thing to protect here? Pakekos or bitterns?
Well,
What do you think?
He's a sharpshooter, so that's all I'm going to say on the matter.
Sorry?
I have got 22 bird shot if you're a licensed gun holder, Stephen.
Okay, I don't have a gun license because I only deal with air rifles, and I only deal with short range. I'm only like popping off animals in cages, but I did some target practice at my friend's house over the weekend. But so DOC have to be contacted, and there has to be a major issue between the two species before anything like that happens. I have caught pukekos in cages because I wanted to catch a large rats. So they eat the rat food, like they eat oats, chocolate, nuts. So so I'm in a position where I don't want to harm the bitterns. This cat's going nuts at the moment. So I've got to be careful with any cages or traps that I use in bittern area. It has to be really, really safe for the bitterns.
I can dispatch it at a great distance if you wish, humanely.
Yeah, it needs. Yeah, there needs to be planning, and there needs to be permission, and it needs to be. I don't have the authority to act on it.
Right. The offer is help is there if you want it.
Have DOC been invited to site yet?
I went to a meeting with about wetlands. I can't remember if I told you last time, but there was a DOC guy there, and he says, "Hey, there has to be an issue before you start. There has to be an issue before we start culling or capturing pukekos." So I may even contact them tomorrow. And the DOC office in Hamilton, is that right?
Say again, Stephen?
There's one. Do you know if there's a DOC office in Hamilton?
Bound to be.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm sure there is. You see them at Raglan Roast, don't you, Steve?
Yeah.
Okay. So hey, I'll just move on. So there's that bit. So the bittern have multiple challenges. They've got what you call Norway rats living in the marshland. I haven't killed one yet. I've just ordered a few traps from Rotorua. So they're upgraded kill traps from what I've been using, designed to take out a Norway rat, which is huge, designed to kill them immediately. So live capture, I'm not planning on doing live capture with Norway rats at the moment. So I'm going to test those traps out soon when they arrive. Now back to the green shade cloth. That only went up this week, and it looks great. As you can, when you drive on that track, you can't see if any cars are coming the other way. So you're literally driving a blind corner. So it's forcing people to slow down, which is what we want. And it's difficult to see a bittern in there, but I reckon I could from my car, but I definitely can't take a photo anymore. So all these I've taken hundreds of photos through the hole in the fence. If I want to take photos now, I'll have to go up into the forest where I took that. I was up in the pine forest, and I'll be zooming down, but the photos won't be good at all. Or I can go to the north-facing fence and take photos from there. But hey, for me now, it's not about photos. It's about doing the best I can for these bitterns to produce chicks and protect them from all of the predators that are out there. Obviously, I can't protect them 100%, but I can probably get it close to 70%.
So the birds that are in the photo, is that the male bird to the left and the female bird to the right?
I haven't worked it out yet.
Okay.
That's a really good question. I'm meant to be hearing a boom, dusk and dawn, and I haven't yet. I haven't done many dawn or dusk sessions. I've done a few, and I didn't hear the boom. Now, the boom will tell you there's a male present. Female. If there's two females, there will be no booming, but but there would just be two females just hanging around. In my gut feeling, I think it's a breeding pair. So they fly into the swamp at the front a lot. So they do that as a default. So if I drive my car past and I slow down and look at them too long, sometimes they'll fly off and back to the swamp, and it's the same situation every time. So I'm assuming they're going back to their safe place. The safe place might be the nesting place. So it's quite exciting. I really enjoy this part of it. I want to do a PDF with my best pictures, and I'm going to write all about their diet, the risks. NS Contracting put up the green shade cloth, but their job is also to do weed. They deal with the weeds, so they used glyphosate, and I'm yet to do a story about how glyphosate has killed the frog at the south. So you know the control room at the south water. So I found a frog dead in the kind of slushy bit directly after they did glyphosate spray-ons on weeds. So the glyphosate needs to be not around the sludge pond. So I did communicate with them, and they're trying to minimize it. So there's multiple. I'm going to do a document with all the challenges they face, and then Then we can all know and all work together.
Yeah.
Another one of the major interruptions is human beings walking through the marshland looking for them. That is the worst possible situation. I hope that no one goes looking for the nest, or I've got a zoom camera. I'm zooming in from anything from 30 to 60 meters away, and I'm in my car. So I consider myself non-threatening. She's pretty. One of the bitterns is quite comfortable for me at 15 meters to take photos. It'll look at me, and then it'll hunt for frogs. So over a long period of time, birds can start a safe relationship with someone. So that's already started with me and one of the birds. So are there any other pictures, Steph?
Oh, those are just the ones I pulled out.
Okay, no more pictures?
No more pictures.
Okay, cool. So the reason why they're in the sludge pond is to eat dozens and dozens of frogs. They fly off to the stream, which goes right through in an S shape through the whole territory.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're after eels in the stream and fish. So the sludge pond produces hundreds and hundreds of frogs. The frogs are rarer everywhere else, but so the bitterns need a wide variety, to get their nutrition and to feed their babies. So they can get that from the stream that runs all the way through. So I see them quite a lot of places, but there's always water involved.
Mm.
And the long grass by the day pond, that they walk through there around the rocks, and they're in hunt mode. It's beautiful to see them in the natural environment behaving naturally. And I'm watching them from 60, 70 meters. So that's why I want to do a document to write all about it. Because I'm learning about them, and hey, I think we need to be educated about how to protect them, because I think they're going to be coming back every year. And if we can make the treatment plant an ideal, safe environment for them, we could get reproduction and fledglings. So the goal is that, I'm just hoping that we can get 1 or 2 fledglings away this year, and then, all the predator control, all of the protection that we're trying to put in place, and then the potential culling of some animals, we've got a perfect environment for bittern reproduction. So I'm super excited about it. I think about it every day. I get to see them most days. Very lucky.
Thanks, Stephen.
On the rats, has anyone got any questions?
Not good.
About the bitterns?
No, thanks, Stephen. That was a really good update.
Just one thing, Stephen. You mentioned that people have been walking through the grass looking for them. Is that staff or just general members of the public?
Okay, so good question. Hey, there's Karioi project is a huge predator removal project for the whole of Raglan and south of Raglan, and they have more than 20 staff. No, not staff. I think they've got like 5 or 6 staff. Huge amount of volunteers. It may even be 30. Now they are part of a boom recording, so they record the booms as part of data for the database for the boom for the love bittern muster. So there's dates that people have to go to the venue, the locations where bittern are, and then they have to try and record a bittern and then log it online. And then that's the way, and so the whole of New Zealand is done like that on a certain particular day. So there's a few people from Karioi project who are interested in getting data about whether there's a male at the Raglan treatment plant, and they sometimes go up to the fence, the north fence, and look and try and get information and try and hear for the boom. So I'm going to be contacting them saying, please don't. But they're welcome to do the boom. To hear a boom, you can be 1 kilometre away, but the perfect distance is 100 metres. So the bird won't even know you're there. Mm. So I'm going to contact them and say, hey, it's a vulnerable situation for the bitterns. We don't want to interrupt. We don't want to interrupt them and freak them out. But I can't stop public going in there. The only way we can stop public is by not advertising it. You guys need to know. You guys need to know they're there, so we can do the best we can.
So we can stop public. The treatment plant is a closed facility. So from that perspective, it's not open to the public. It's an area that contains significant risk. So if there is no trespassing signs up, we should be able to put those up, and or a request for any visitors to report to the office in the first instance. So I think there's some things we can do to assist that.
Yeah. The distance between the road and the first pond, that's public land, and that's where the bittern hang out a lot. That's their safe place. I see them fly back into the middle of that marshland between the road and the first pond fence. So they're frequently in that area. Okay. Potentially anyone is allowed to walk in there. You're not entering the site. You're just in the marshland.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
So it's a little bit of it's adding vulnerability to the bitterns. But just changing the subject, I haven't caught any rats for a while. The ship rats that plagued the place, infestated the place, are totally minimised. 2 weeks ago, I caught a small one. But I had an issue with a... Pardon?
That's a good sign.
Yeah. 2 2 weeks before that, I had a massive one get out of a cage. So I've hunted it and not got it, but so I'm aware there's one large one that I'll be trying to get. But but because I'm not catching many rats now at all, that's why I'm trying to put more focus on the Norway rats that live in the marshland. But so, you know, the ferrets are gone, the stoats are gone. There's occasional feline coming from the south end. But I found out that Karioi Project have got people catching cats further up Wainui Road. That's why I'm catching less. So that's good, because we don't want cats anywhere near. We don't want feral cats anywhere near Raglan wastewater treatment plant. We want people outside of that to catch them and deal with them. But the mice, so there's going to be a lot of mice this year. So yeah, there's people write about it. If you take down all the rats, all the stoats, all the ferrets, you will get high numbers of mice. So I have to plan for the mice. So I'm getting 5 a week at the moment. So I'm expecting it to double, triple, quadruple. So I'm planning on getting traps that do multiple catches. So maybe catch 5 mice in one trap at a time. That's the. But apart from that, things are going good, and I enjoy my job.
Right.
I will continue monitoring the bitterns and keep you updated.
Know. Yeah, keep us updated. Yeah, definitely. And because we could even think about maybe some signs out the front where that marshland is, just to let people know, or yeah, see how you go with the monitoring and if you're noticing anyone go in there.
Yeah. The sign wouldn't want to say bitterns in this area. You wouldn't want it to say that.
No, you wouldn't want it.
You would want to say, you'd want to say, keep off this dangerous wetland. Something, I don't know.
Yeah, habitat or something.
Yeah. But you definitely don't want to draw attention, because
I'm sure we can get creative with the language that it still signifies that it's a place that we don't want the public to be, without saying it's a breeding ground.
Yes. Yeah. Cool.
That's great. Thanks, Stephen. Really appreciate the update.
Stephen.
Okay.
So we had our final information session for the community, and I thought it was really successful. We had 15 people attend, and the people that came did stay around for quite a while, which was good. They were really engaged, and we got some of familiar faces there. John and Angeline came at the start, but also got some new people through, which was really positive. And we met Colin, who currently does the trapping on Wainui Reserve. So he currently does, some traps on the gully, on the proposed discharge gully. So it was really good to connect with him. And he also met Stephen, who was there. So a good contact to have going forward. All of the feedback was really positive, that everyone's seeing this as a good solution, or the solution. And we did get 2 people keen to see some predator-proof fencing around the gully discharge site in the future. So there's something we can look into a little bit more, but it doesn't have to form part of the consent application. So it can be things that we build on or do as we go along. So in terms of the planting in the gully, we've now got Wayne Bennett engaged through Watercare. So he does his florist Flora, and he's going to work alongside Chloe Hartstone, who's a local, and they will connect in with Angeline and the local hapu group there. So Richard and Peter are going to meet with Wayne next week, just to kind of flesh out what the plan is, and they can start cultivating all of the native plants. And we have missed this season's planting, but at least we can start preparing and getting underway for next season and get our supplies up. And we're also working with EOY on can we bring some of our budget and the LTP forward. So far that's looking quite promising that we can, and we can put some money into doing some regeneration in the gully next year. We also got a really positive letter of support from Waikato District Reserves and Open Spaces team, which was quite a good milestone for us as the team that manage Wainui and need to look out for all of the different interests within the reserve. They are happy with the proposal, and it was really nice to see them recognise that this will not detract from Wainui for other users or the natural character. In fact, I think it will improve the natural character. So it was great to get a letter of support from them, and the conditions are that we continue to engage with them and that they are able to have a look at the consent conditions, which we would always plan to involve them in anyway. So it was really good to get that and to have alongside our consent when we lodge. So our next steps or key things that we're focusing on at the moment is finishing drafting the application. So as you can imagine, it is a fairly substantial consent application. Angeline is working on the cultural values assessment. We're also finalising the assessment of alternative summary. So all that is pulling together all of the different options that we looked at and the technical reports that went with those options into a nice consolidated summary report. And that'll be really helpful for Regional Council to kind of pick up and have that all laid out for them rather than going through a ton of technical reports. And I will circulate that as well and make sure it's put on the project website. Once we've done that, we'll have to go through our review process for the consent application. Then we're still hoping to have that lodged kind of end of the month, early November, depending on how long all those reviews take. And then towards the end of the year, Pete's team is starting the design of the pump station and the new UV. So it is all go. It's going to be a busy end of the year.
Great way to finish the year.
Oh, that was it.
Well done.
Yeah, so a short update, but yeah, we're just quite focused now on the consent application.
Thank you, Steph. That was like I say, that's the to end a year in this way. It's a nice milestone. You know, it's sort of
Yeah.
for I think Richard's probably on this team been working on it the longest. But you know, how many years, Richard? 7 years in terms of the discussion.
No, Steph was involved with the original Becca.
Oh, were you, Steph? Sorry.
Yeah, I did the interim consent.
Yeah.
Way back, and then there was a bit of a hold while different options were looked at. But yeah.
So the interim was 2020, wasn't it?
2000. Yeah.
It does show more on Richard.
You know, he's lost all his hair over this project.
Thanks for your contribution, James.
Yeah, feel like it too. It'll be so good to get it up and running, though. It's been a pretty cool thing to be involved in, eh, Keith? You know.
Yeah, it looked fantastic, and in terms of legacy, what a great piece of infrastructure to say. You know, you were involved from the envisagement of it through to its delivery and the outcome for the community. I don't think there's not too many times in your lifetime you can say you've been instrumental in fundamental change. You know.
Once this is done, I can go off and retire. Yeah.
All right. So Steph, that just means we're going to put a few more fish hooks in there.
Yeah, exactly. I'll drag it out.
I think the disposal area, it's not going to. There's a lot of work and ongoing for many years to get.
Yeah.
To prove it. Exactly.
To get it to where we
want it to be. I agree.
Want it to be. Yeah.
Definitely, and I think.
But when you think about the first meeting we had, I think we've come a very long way because it wasn't very friendly.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. All right. Oh, well, I guess with that, then we should give everybody's evening back, eh?
I have one update. So I did contact the resident who's been complaining about noise. and she's been away and come back, and she hasn't been in touch. So that's really positive. So I'm guessing all the upgrades have really made a difference.
I think there's been quite a bit of effort there. Plus, the blower we will end up using just for there needs to be a smaller jockey blower. Some of the blowers aren't required all the time.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. And plus, there's been a lot of soundproofing.
Yeah, I think the sheds and the doors on now and insulation, I think it's made a big difference.
I haven't been out there to see because they've insulated the pipe temporarily and whether that's been done more permanently or whether it was still an issue. Yeah. But we're going out on Wednesday again. We've got another group want to come through. There's quite a bit of interest in it, though, ain't there?
Yeah, huge amount of interest. Yeah.
Peters should start a tour guide business.
I was going to say,
Steve can be his offsider, making sure they don't.
Well, that's the next thing that does have to happen. We do have to take the community through it, so that'll be probably the next bigger tour, and just introducing the community to what's there.
The whole of Raglan.
To those interested that will want to come.
There was a talk of an open day, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's very rare people get into the site, Stephen. But I know, we'll have to be cautious.
We'll do it outside of the breeding season, Stephen. So it won't impact the bittern. It'll be next year at some point.
Next year.
Is there a better time? Would it be, Stephen?
Could you repeat that?
Well, what would be the best time? I know there's no good time with a bittern, but is there a better time? Don't have to think. You can think about that.
Now that the green shade cloth is up, the cars coming backwards and forwards is less threatening. I think next year is a really good plan because the most vulnerable time is leading up to the breeding season, and then just getting the fledglings ready to fly off. So, and then hey, the more people know about the bittern breeding there, I think the worse it'll be. So
most of it's about the plant rather than the bittern. So it's really introducing them to the technology.
True.
Remember, most of them have complained about surfing and poo for such a long time.
Correct.
We're saying there is none. The water's clear, and look where it's been disposed of. And that's probably for Raglan the biggest picture. It's about the quality of the water and how it's been disposed of. The bittern's a lovely story, but it's probably not the thing we'll concentrate so much on.
Absolutely.
In terms of the community opening.
Absolutely, because I've surfed since I was 13, and some of the surfers have accused the treatment plant of this brown sludgy water line that goes out at low tide, but some people say, hey, that's not the treatment plant, that's just natural sand stirring up.
Yeah.
And they've taken photos saying, oh, look, that's all poo. So there's been a lot of accusations against this plant. A lot of surfers.
And it is where people want to fill in the void, so they'll create their own truth. And so we just want to dispel that, and we want to make sure that the Raglan people know the investment that's gone on within their community. And as Richard said before, it's something to be really proud of. So let's show it off.
Yeah. The surfers do need to know how clean the discharge is now.
Yeah.
It's Raglan's real roast.
Yeah. So is Peter going to attend the next one in 2 months? Is there going to be another one of these in 2 months?
There's another one booked in 2 months.
Yeah, we can make sure Peter's here.
Yeah.
If you'd really wanted him here, we would have strong-armed him and got him here, Stephen.
Is he going to talk about? Is he going to talk about the new pump station to get the discharge to the reserve?
He still hasn't even started the design on that yet.
Yeah, that's
So that's
coming
what
up in the next
Steph
couple
was
of
talking
months.
about, is that will, we were talking to him today and he says, okay, November, December, he'll get into that. Because
Yep.
the money that to build the thing, we're hopefully going to get that in 6 months' time. So he needs to have the design ready to go. But we do still have enough money to get started on some things here.
Okay, to get the design underway.
Yeah, definitely the design. We've got the money there for it. Yep.
Oh, good. And you know the existing pump house by the road, will that be obsolete?
We'll probably keep that one in the short term.
Yep.
Because it does the existing discharges. That's the setup for that. But he's going to build a new inline UV with the new pump house. So it may mean that gets what do you call it?
Retired.
Retired. Yeah. Yep. But he to be honest, you're asking us things which we haven't put a lot of thought into yet.
It's a little early.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why are you thinking you got your eyes on it, Steve? You can sleep there then.
I can wake up and do observations on bitterns really early, and boom, I can hear the booms.
Yeah, well, if there's a usage for it, this building can be retained. Yeah. But it definitely will be operational for some time yet.
I prefer it doesn't continue to become a graffiti wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be a bit of a target, doesn't it?
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, perhaps I'll give the closing carrick here, shall I? And then we can get back to the balance of the evening. So uni here, ki te uru tapuatane, ki watia, ki mama, ti anakau, ti wairua, ti tinana, ti hingariro, a ti are takatu, ki ora rā I rongo, whakarira, ki runga, ki watia, ai rau ki watia. Humie, huie, taipie. Thank you all. Thank you, Steve. Thanks, Rich. Thanks,
you.
Stephen.
Awesome.
Thanks, James.
See you guys.
See ya.
Bye.
See you next time.